It's a risk to challenge court rulings in China. But Jia Jingyuan says she has no choice. The execution of her brother could happen any day. Jia Jing-long used a nail gun to shoot and kill a village chief. His sister says it wouldn't have happened if his case had been properly handled by local government officials.
My brother was treated unfairly and had no other choice. He tried to turn himself in. He didn't try to run away. He doesn't deserve the death penalty.
China's leaders insist that the rights of all citizens are guaranteed by rule of law. Yet, in an unusual move, state-owned media is now lending its voice to a growing campaign to spare Jia's life. They question why there's been no leniency for Jia, unlike the treatment for 3 government officials recently given reprieved death sentences for corruption. Between them, they'd embezzled more than $100 million.
The wife of a former high-ranking official was convicted of murder, but they found an excuse to spare her. But for an ordinary farmer like Jia, he was sentenced to death. They are not taking people's lives seriously.
Jia's house was demolished 3.5 years ago. Today, the area no longer looks like a village. Under construction on the site where Jia's house once stood, this towering apartment complex. Jia was offered compensation, but repeatedly refused. Eventually, say his family, he was dragged from the house he built and beaten by village officials. Local governments are reliant on land sales to developers for their revenue. And those developers have been very busy in this part of China. As reported before on Al Jazeera, land seizures and disputes over compensation are one of the biggest causes of unrest in China.
Many agreements on demolitions are unfair and one-sided. According to the law, every family member has to agree to the demolition. My brother didn't. Therefore, the agreement was invalid.
Jia Jing-long's sister says it was injustice that drove her brother to murder. Now judges have a final chance to decide if his life should be spared. Adrian Brown, Al Jazeera in Hebei province.